We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer. Lynn Brooks is on assignment tonight. We start with a look at your weather. Parts of the area saw some thunderstorms earlier today. So could there be more tonight, or are we in the clear? Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott has a first look at your weather. Richard?
Hey Terry, good Monday evening to you. Yeah, a lot of rain out there earlier today. Things are dry for the most part now. A couple of isolated storms trying to get organized across portions of North and West Alabama around Hamilton and portions of Lamar and Fayette County. Notice more storms happening back off towards the west on the edge of your screen there. Some severe storms developing across portions of west and central Mississippi now. We're going to watch those close later this evening and tonight. A severe thunderstorm watch has been posted for much of North Mississippi. That first complex of storm, hey, it's out of here now. We got a lot of rain out of that across much of the area. And you notice those additional storms starting to fire up across North Mississippi, some of those becoming severe as of now. Now, tonight's forecast, a chance of rain going to be there at any point. Some storms could grow strong to severe with damaging straight line winds the main concern. Not really expecting any issue with tornadoes or a major severe weather outbreak tonight. Nothing of that nature. We're talking just a few storms. Could get a little out of hand later on tonight. We'll talk about the rest of the forecast plus your weekend forecast coming up in just a bit. Stay with us.
All right, thank you, Richard. An update now on a Bibb County Sheriff's deputy who crashed his patrol car into a business. It happened just before 8 a.m. Sunday morning on Highway 11 in Vance. Captain Lloyd Baker with the Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit says the deputy's patrol car crashed into the side of a business called Southern Elegance. The owner of the business told us the business was not able to open today. Baker says the deputy was lifted to UAB Hospital in Birmingham but was later released. No word on his injuries, and his name has not been released. Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office says the toxicology report came back negative and the case has been turned over to Alabama State Troopers. And in Tuscaloosa, a man died over the weekend after his car went under a tractor trailer. According to Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit Captain Lloyd Baker, it happened Saturday at the intersection of Skyland Boulevard and I-59. Baker says an 18-wheeler was crossing Skyland Boulevard to go up onto the ramp to the interstate. 39-year-old Michael Jermaine Atkins of Tuscaloosa tried to stop his car, but it went under the trailer and he died from his injuries. The driver of the 18-wheeler was not injured. WVUA is covering Vance, where a program to create new jobs is underway. Mercedes-Benz announced a new partnership with BLG Logistics today. Mercedes says this will allow them to expand in the SUV segment in Asian markets. Officials say they will create semi-knockdown kits for those vehicles. Well, there's some good news if you're craving something sweet to eat. The hot light will shine bright once again at Krispy Kreme in Tuscaloosa next week. According to General Manager Evan Smith, the business will open its doors at 6 a.m. next Tuesday, August 21st. The first 100 guests will receive a free t-shirt. There will also be prizes and samplings of treats to commemorate the reopening. They even have an app for when the hot light goes on, and that can be downloaded at Krispy Kreme's website. Krispy Kreme was one of the many businesses that was destroyed on April 27, 2011. On your education watch, a big surprise for some Tuscaloosa City Schools teachers. They were met this morning with some cake to celebrate their adequate yearly progress achievement. At Central Elementary, Superintendent Paul McKendrick was on hand for the celebration and congratulated the teachers for making adequate yearly progress. The celebration was for the schools who made AYP this year but did not make it last year. Central Elementary Principal Autumn Jeter says the visit was totally unexpected.
It was a big surprise, and my teachers, they just told me they so appreciated. One in particular mentioned in her 14 years being here, no one has ever done this for them, so they are just so thankful and grateful for today's presentation.
In addition to Central Elementary, MLK Junior Elementary, Oakdale Elementary, and Eastwood Middle Schools also had surprise celebrations. The first day of class is set for next Monday. And we have a special programming note for you. This week we'll have both superintendents of the Tuscaloosa City and County Schools with us on WVUA News at 5. Tomorrow, Dr. Paul McKendrick will sit down with us. And then on Thursday, August 16th, Dan Butler, who is interim superintendent of the Tuscaloosa County Schools, will join us. They will share how parents can help their children have a successful school year and what new things you can expect to see. On your election watch, the race for Northport mayor in just more than an hour. The four men vying to be the next mayor of Northport will face off in a forum. The Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama is hosting the candidates at the Northport City Hall tonight. The event is open to the public and starts at 6:15. All candidates have been invited to appear at the forum. Now here's a look at who is in the race. Incumbent Mayor Bobby Herndon, former Mayor Harvey Fretwell, Frank Chandler, and Robert Thomas. Also a programming note to pass along to you. Next week, each of the candidates will join us live in our studio on WVUA News at 5 on Monday. Mayor Bobby Herndon will join us Tuesday, former Mayor Harvey Fretwell. Then on Wednesday, Frank Chandler, and Thursday, Robert Thomas will be here with us. Well, after keeping it a tightly guarded secret, Mitt Romney announced his vice presidential pick over the weekend. The pair then hit the campaign trail together and sat down for their first joint media interview. Reporter Andrew Spencer has the story.
Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney announced Congressman Paul Ryan as his running mate at a rally in Virginia Saturday. On Sunday, they sat down for their first joint interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, where they addressed their plans for Medicare.
What Paul Ryan and I have talked about is saving Medicare, is providing people greater choice in Medicare, making sure it's there for current seniors.
Our point is we need to preserve their benefits because the government made promises to them that they organize their retirements around. In order to make sure we can do that, you must reform it for those of us who are younger. And we think these reforms are good reforms.
They also campaigned as a team in Ryan's home state of Wisconsin Sunday. They'll campaign separately today. Ryan visits the Iowa State Fair while Romney takes his bus tour to Florida. President Obama and Vice President Biden will also be working the campaign trail today. Mr. Obama took a moment Sunday to address his rival's vice presidential choice.
I welcome him to the race. Congressman Ryan is a decent man. He is a family man. He is an articulate spokesman for Governor Romney's vision. But it's a vision that I fundamentally disagree with.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
And speaking of the election, CNN's Candy Crowley has been selected to moderate a general election presidential debate. This makes the first woman in 20 years selected to this position. She will host the debate between President Obama and Mitt Romney on October 16th. And the Commission on Presidential Debates has released the dates for the debates. The first is set for October 3rd in Denver, Colorado. It will be on domestic policy. October 11th, the vice presidential candidates will face off in a debate in Danville, Kentucky. That will be on foreign and domestic policy. Then on October 16th, the second presidential debate in Hempstead, New York on foreign and domestic policy. On October 22nd in Boca Raton, Florida, the third presidential debate will be on foreign policy. In other news, in North Carolina, evangelist Billy Graham has been hospitalized. Officials say 93-year-old Graham was admitted Saturday night for bronchitis. A Graham spokesperson says Graham watched the closing ceremony of the Olympics last night and had breakfast this morning. Graham was hospitalized for pneumonia last November but has been in good health since then. Graham is working on an upcoming book. Now, a learning opportunity for older adults. You have the chance to learn more about educational opportunities. The Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at the University of Alabama is hosting an open house. Osher is a UA volunteer and membership program that presents adults with the opportunity to advance in educational opportunities. There's no homework, no college degree required, and no age limit. The open house will be held tomorrow, August 14th at the Bryant Conference Center. The event will kick off at 4 p.m. and last until 6, and admission is free of charge.